Welcome back, fellow Cammies. In this episode, we're going to talk about how you're doing it wrong and why you should never shove an aardvark down your pants. So stay tuned. In local news, the domain had its second space game this weekend, which was my first one. I had a blast, and I got to hang out with some really quality people. I'm playing a mage this time, so that's a pretty steep learning curve for me. Lots of cheat sheets in my future. With any luck, I'll know what the hell I'm doing by the end of the Chronicle. So wish me luck. In East Central Regional News, the EC Regional Coordinator hosted an online meeting via email this month. The topic was traveling. Participation was worth 5 regional prestige, and there was a sign-in sheet. I will try to have a link for the next one, if there is a next one, before the deadline date, because I think the deadline for that was today. Or last week. Hard to know. In MES news, the MES is still here. In Masquerade news, the Anarchs issued an in-character proclamation, the Camarilla responded in character, and now there's a whole lot of OOC traffic because of it. The two sides basically boil down to, you're doing it wrong, with the other side's counter-argument being, no, you're doing it wrong. Current score is, National 1, everyone else 0. It was a lively discussion, and by lively, I mean that Gmail had to make a second thread. So the end result was around 200 replies and plenty of hurt feelings. If you were hurt by this post, I can't help you with that. The gist of it is that if you're going to MESCon and you were going to play an Anarch and you sign the proclamation, then you're going to need a global app to go. Or maybe there will be a kiddie table set up for you? It's hard to know. Consult your local VST for details. Hell, make them do some actual work for a change. In space news, in IC news, some people have been crashing spaceships into space stations for nefarious purposes. As if there's any reason to crash a spaceship into a space station except for nefarious purposes. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But it just doesn't seem legit to me. I'd say more, but that would require me to know more. Perhaps my alter ego will get back on his channel and do that noise-making thing that he does. Did I mention I managed to make it to the second space game for my domain? It was my first game, but their second. I'm playing a mage, and for those of you who are acquainted with my character from the Accord, you'll be relieved to know that this character is not an alcoholic. That's probably the only relief you can get from that. Editorial moment. When someone posts something you don't agree with on the OOC lists, it's an opportunity to have a civil discussion and express your point of view in a respectful and logical manner. It will be completely ignored because logic does not change people's minds, but be respectful. Keep the name calling to private time when it's just you and your mates sitting around bad-mouthing other players. There's no place for that kind of thing on the national lists. Start your own list for that sort of shit. That's it for this episode of the MES News. I'm your host, Darren Hansen. If you like what I do here and you want to see more of my incoherent ramblings, please perform the ritual of like, share, and subscribe, and the little tinkle bell thing so you can be notified. Until next time, keep LARPing.